Well, let me guess. You are so ready to quit your job and do your own thing, but there's one thing stopping you, and that thing is health insurance. Well, you have definitely found the right video because health share insurance might be the answer for you. And make sure to stay tuned because I've got a free resource for you that actually will help you create multiple streams of income when you finally do jump ship and quit that 9 to 5. If you are looking for help to ditch that corporate desk or ditch that 9 to 5, you have definitely found the right channel. I call it the Freedom Strategy. So go ahead and subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell because I do come out with new videos every Wednesday and you will be sure to be notified. Well, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, I am Heather, and I help people ditch that 9 to 5 or that corporate desk and create a freedom-based business so you can actually get out there and live the life you want. And I absolutely know having health insurance is one of the biggest hurdles people must overcome in order to do that. So today I'm going to talk about health sharing, what it is, what it isn't, who it's for, and who it's not for. And this is one of the areas that my clients are so grateful for when I show them that there are other options out there. Okay, health sharing insurance. And by the way, let me just be straight up. It is not health insurance, but it definitely is often a solution for people looking for health insurance. I know this because we actually did it personally when I left my corporate job. So let's get into what it is. Well, as the name implies, it is health sharing. And what that means is you, the consumer, will put in some money and it will be shared with other people who also put in money when they need help with their medical bills, and then theirs will get shared with you when you need help with your medical bills. That is the overall big, broad brushstroke of what health sharing is. Now, like I said, it is often called health sharing ministries, and the reason that that name is there is because it is almost always, in fact, everyone I know of is religious based. So if you are not religious and don't want to have anything to do with religion with your health insurance, it is definitely not the plan for you. And there are other options out there, but this one will not be for you because it is religious based. Now, having said that, it is quite broad. Most of them are really Christian based. So if you fit into that category at all, then this is probably going to be a good option for you. Each plan has its own rules. Most of them will tie it to whether you have the same type of faith or you accept that type of faith. So with each plan that you are looking at, just make sure you read the rules and be true to yourself and who you are. And if it seems like it's a good fit for you, then you should explore that one further. Now, there are a lot of them out there. If you Google Health Share Ministries, you will find a whole bunch of choices. Some of the ones that I looked into when I did it personally are Liberty Health Share. That is the one that we went with personally. Christian Health Ministries is another one. Solidarity is another one. Another one of my clients went with Solidarity and had very good success as well. So you will find a lot of different options. Those are the ones I am familiar with and the ones that I have personally used and my clients have personally used. Now, as we're talking about this, I am curious, is health insurance the reason that you are staying with your corporate job or your 9 to 5 desk job? If it is, type yes in the comments below. Now, there is a lot of detail about how this type of system works, but like I said, basically you will put in a pool of money every month. So a good comparison would be sort of what in traditional insurance they would consider your premium. So you put that money in every month, then the health share company has this huge pool of money, and then when you have a health event where you need your medical bills paid for, then they evaluate the claim and go ahead and reimburse you. So it is similar to having a premium. They don't call it that. Every company calls it something different, but basically it is a monthly amount that you will put in. The amount that you put in depends on if it's a single or family or just a spouse. That is what will determine how much you put in each month. Now, this amount typically is far cheaper than a traditional health insurance plan. So it is usually cheaper than a premium for a health insurance plan. Now, the process for making a claim through these health share insurance plans, and again, remember, it is not technically insurance, I want to make sure I'm clear with that, is two different ways. You can either see if your healthcare provider has partnered with that plan and they can handle the billing directly. That doesn't happen very often. Usually what happens is you, the patient, negotiates a rate with the doctor. You don't have to, but I would highly recommend it. If you say, hey, I'm paying you cash today, and you pay cash, they will give you a much, much cheaper rate. Then you pay the physician and you submit your bill to the health share company. Now, one of the complaints of these types of systems is that it does often take 2 or 3 or even 4 months to get reimbursed. So you really do need to keep that in mind. Having said that, I've done it, I've gone through it. Their reimbursement criteria is excellent, and all of the bills that I have submitted have been reimbursed. So it did take a few months, but they were absolutely more than generous on their reimbursement for the healthcare claims that we have had. The other thing that we learned, and it was very eye-opening when we went through this process, was prescriptions. Now, a lot of these plans don't really cover prescriptions, but what they will offer is a prescription discount card. Now, that is really, really good, and it is often like if you had traditional insurance, it would be very similar to what you would pay as a copay for your insurance. However, the other thing I learned is there are lots of ways to get discounts on your prescriptions, and guys, you need to do this whether you do a health share plan or traditional insurance. It has saved us an enormous amount of money, and that is download GoodRx. It is an app and it has negotiated rates, or I'm not even quite sure how it works, but with various pharmacies, and you can just look up the app. What pharmacy is near me? Here's the medication I need. How much will it cost me? And we have done this a number of times, and I'm going to tell you straight up, it absolutely has been the cheapest way to get prescriptions, even cheaper than traditional insurance copays. I have been stunned by the results with GoodRx. Make sure you download that app. It will save you money no matter what insurance plan you go with. The other option is to get a cash paid discount for your prescriptions. That is also often cheaper than just going through a traditional insurance company. So it's important to understand how to negotiate the prescription world if you are on a health share plan. Now, I definitely want to explain who should not be using a health share plan. Like I said at the beginning, this is not regulated the same way traditional health insurance is. So what can happen is you can have a pre-existing condition that, yes, it can be excluded. So it's super important. If you have a history of heart disease or diabetes, those are going to be excluded by the health share plans. These health share plans really do focus on people who typically don't have a lot of health problems in the past. Now, if something comes up and you need it covered, they're going to cover you. But if you have things in the past, they could be excluded. They could also be excluded for a period of time. One of my clients, something was excluded for 1 year, and then after a year, they went ahead and covered it. So there are different variations of how pre-existing conditions can be handled, but you do need to be aware of it. If you are the type of person who does have a long string of health issues, probably a health sharing plan is not for you. But if you are overall generally healthy, then you're probably going to want to go with a health share plan. It is significantly cheaper than traditional health insurance. So hopefully that clarified for you health sharing plans, what they are, what they aren't, and whether or not it's a good option for you. And if it is a good option for you, now you know you have that option and you can quit your 9 to 5. And now I've got a download for you. It's a free PDF. Go ahead and click the link below. And it is actually 20 streams of income that can get you going and transition you away from your 9 to 5 job. So check that out, 20 different streams of income that you can start mostly from your home. And if this video helped you understand a little bit better the option of HealthShare, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Also subscribe. I've got lots more ideas coming at you to help you ditch your 9 to 5 and start a freedom-based business so you can finally get out there and live the life you want to live. I call it the Freedom Strategy. Again, my name is Heather, and thank you for joining me today. I will see you next time.